everyone, it's Dr. Steve Hoffman with another episode of Core Wellness TV, and it is snowing. Hey, if it's going to be 15 degrees, it might as well snow, right? We got a snow day, we got, I don't know, 2 to 4 to 5 inches supposed to come down today, and I was on my way out to go to the Y to do my regular workout, and I decided I would shovel a little snow first so we didn't make such a mess in the house. And as I started shoveling, I caught myself doing it incorrectly. And it goes to show you, no matter how much you know about biomechanics and the spine and everything else, you're still going to have to keep a conscious attitude about how you move your body in your daily activities. Snow shoveling obviously is a major problem for a lot of people who get out who have an unfit back. They have an unfit back, and they get out there and they start shoveling and they do it incorrectly and they end up throwing their back out or injuring their spine. They do something, okay? And I'm going to show you the correct way to do it. One of the things to focus on if you're out there shoveling snow, and it goes for any kind of bending, lifting, twisting maneuver. It even goes for brushing your teeth at the bathroom sink or putting on your makeup or whatever you're doing. It's the concept of the hip hinge. The hip hinge saves your back, and I'm going to show you what that is. And actually, I'm going to take this coat off so you can see a little bit better. Whew, it's going to be cold. Well, there's nothing I wouldn't do for the Core Wellness community, I tell you. Okay, so what you can see is as I do it incorrectly, I look like this. My shoulders are up and my back is round. What that's going to do is that's going to injure the discs in my back. You've all heard about disc bulges and disc slips and disc injuries and things like that. That's how it happens. Put a load on a spine that's flexed and you're going to injure your disc no matter what, especially if you do it repetitively and if you have an unfit back. So one of the key things to focus on when you're doing any kind of lifting, any kind of shoveling, any kind of bending forward is making sure that the movement doesn't come from your back and your spine through here. We want the movement to come from your hip. Okay? My movement is coming from my hip joint instead of my back. That simple thing, that simple concept can save you literally, years and years of distress, especially as you get older and you become more dehydrated, your tissues become more dehydrated, you're more susceptible to those disc injuries. And actually, males about 40 years old is about the prime time for blowing a disc. So as you get older and older, like in 70, 80, 90-year-olds, it's not so much disc problems anymore. Then it's more degenerative arthritis and spurs and things like that start encroaching on your spine. But I'm going to show you a couple of strokes here. Okay, here's incorrect. And one of the other things is if you put flexion into your spine and a twist, that's double trouble for your discs. So the concept here is keep your hips hinged like this. In other words, just kind of stick your tail out. And the other thing is when you're doing that, you want to keep a stiff center. Like if someone was going to come and punch you in the side, I've talked about this before in a previous video when I talked about that slow motion walking. Very important to keep a nice stiff core all the way around. So it's not about pulling your belly button to the spine. Pulling your belly button to the spine can actually decrease your stability. And that was proven by Stu McGill in Waterloo, or not, yes, Waterloo, Ontario, in his biomechanics lab. He's written over 200 papers on spine stability and things like that, so I trust him when it comes to stuff like that. Plus, it bears out in my clinical practice. I've seen lots of people come in with injuries like this, and the important thing to understand is if you have a disc injury or you've had a disc bulge in the past, it's not the end of the world. It doesn't mean surgery. It doesn't mean you're going to be crippled the whole life. It just means you have to re-establish back fitness again. And one of the things, and the most important things, is changing that one movement pattern of hip hinging versus spine flexing. Okay, again, hip hinging versus spine flexing, and keeping a nice stiff center whenever you do any kinds of movements. And really that's it.
Dr. Steve, do that one more time. I've zoomed in on you. So show the hip hinge and the spine rounding. One more time.
Hip hinge, spine round. I'll do it with this. Incorrect. And correct. Okay? So that's it. Remember to hip hinge as much as you can, even when you're brushing your teeth or shaving or doing all that kind of stuff. It's the little things that matter. Little hinges swing big doors. Okay? So, until next time, this is Dr. Steve saying, eat good thoughts. Eat good thoughts, yeah. Eat your good thoughts, drink your good food, and keep moving. All right, we'll see you next time.